Meeting of the Finance Committee to order on May 6, 2020. As chair of the Finance Committee, I find that due to the state of emergency declared by the governor as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, and in accordance with the governor's emergency order number 12, pursuant to Executive Order 2020-04, this public body is authorized to meet electronically. Please note that there is no physical location to observe and listen contemporaneously to this meeting, which was authorized pursuant to the governor's emergency order. However, in accordance with the emergency order, I am confirming that we are, first, providing public access to the meeting by telephone with additional access possibilities by video or other electronic means. We are utilizing WebEx through the city's IT department for this electronic meeting. All members of the Finance Committee have the ability to communicate contemporaneously during this meeting through this platform, and the public has access to contemporaneously listen into this meeting through dialing the following number: 978-990-5298, and by using the password 273974. The public may also view this meeting on Comcast Channel 16. Second, providing public notice of the necessary information for accessing the meeting. We previously gave notice to the public of the necessary information for accessing the meeting through public posting. Instructions have also been provided on the City of Nashua's website at www.nashuanh.gov and publicly noticed at City Hall. Third, providing a mechanism for the public to alert the public body during the meeting if there are problems with access. If anyone has a problem accessing the meeting via phone or channel 16, please call 603-821-2049 and they will help you connect. And fourth, adjourning the meeting if the public is unable to access the meeting. In the event the public is unable to access the meeting via the methods mentioned above, the meeting will be adjourned and rescheduled. Please note that all votes that are taken during the meeting shall be done by roll call. Let's start the meeting by taking a roll call attendance. When each member states their presence, please also state whether there is anyone in the room with you during this meeting, which is required under the right to know law. So could you please call the roll?
Yep. Alderman Patricia Lee.
I am here. I'm alone at the moment, but my husband and two greyhounds are in the house with me and could be here at any time. I can hear everybody, and I'm home maintaining social distancing.
Alderwoman Elizabeth Liu. Alderman Linda Harriet Gaffney. Here, I'm alone, and I'm practicing safe distancing. Alderwoman Shoshana Kelly.
I'm here, I'm alone, and I am social distancing per the governor.
Alderman Brandon Laws, I believe, is out. Alderman Michael O'Brien.
I am present. I can hear you, and I'm practicing social distancing. And my wife of 37 years is milling around the house here somewhere, so I'm completely alone.
Okay, and Mayor Jim Donches.
Yes, I am present. I am exercising the social distancing pursuant to the governor's emergency orders. I'm alone in the living room and I can hear everyone. And before we go, and I think we've called everybody now, right?
Yes.
Alderwoman Lou did send word that she is ill and could not make the meeting tonight, so I want that to be clear on the record.
Okay.
So let's go to the agenda. Alderwoman Harriet Gathright.
I believe we have, think I saw, Director Kleiner here as well, but I'm not sure about others. I think there's
So we
quite a few.
will, I know we've got city staff present, and we will
Do that later.
as appropriate.
Okay, sounds good. All right. My sheet says, public comment.
Well, we don't have public comment. We did
All right.
this meeting.
Communications. And it says from Mayor Jim Donches, emergency PO requests for $47,588 for Granger Medical Inc. So I make a motion to accept, place on file, and authorize the emergency purchase order request for the purchase of 20 Oxy Lifeline brass patent patient care manifolds, flow meters, and assembly hoses in the amount of $47,588 from Granger Medical Inc. by roll call.
Just to follow up on the communication, this is for the alternate care site out at the high school. This provides oxygen for people who can't breathe in the event that the alternative care site is needed. The governor and the state have indicated we will be reimbursed 100% for this expense. And it was required right away. That's why it's categorized as an emergency. Is there any discussion or questions?
I have a question.
Alderwoman Kelly.
Yeah, I'm just interested in what happens to this equipment after the fact. Does the city keep it?
Well, that remains to be seen. In the past, we have accumulated equipment and stored it down at the Gilson roadside. Equipment and some supplies, but then when this event, the COVID-19 crisis arose, we found that we had 10-year-old supplies down there, which technically were expired. So we've talked about trying to circulate this stuff back into the kind of the medical community and then have it replaced later. But that will have to determine when we see if anyone else, exactly what other use someone else could put this.
Thank you.
Well, we might end up storing it at Gilson, but it's not possible to give an absolute answer to that at the moment.
Mr. Mayor, may I make a comment? I kind of like to just say that I know that we don't have a decision or any idea, but I did like when I heard that there was a possibility that we would store and possibly share with one of the other facilities like Southern, and that they could use supply and then replace it. I thought keeping something like that and working out a partnership, if at all possible, that sounds like a really a good idea to keep our stuff up to par and up to date, as well as allowing them to use what's there as kind of their monitor stock too. If something like that's still on the table.
Definitely. One of the tasks that the emergency management director and the others working on the city's response have discussed is that we need to think more about a crisis like this in advance and work out issues such as the one we're just discussing. That the procedure which had been used up to now is not ideal. 10-year-old stuff just sits there for 10 years, no one uses it. So once we get beyond handling the current emergency, we will put work into planning more adequately for the next. And issues like this will be addressed. Anyone else? If not, Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Alderman Clee,
Yes.
Alderman Harriet Gathright, yes. Alderwoman Kelly,
I think she's muted.
Alderwoman Kelly, you're muted.
I unmuted. It's weird. Can you hear me now?
yes.
Yes.
Alderman O'Brien,
Yes.
Mayor Dodges.
Yes.
Okay,
Motion carries.
5-0.
Alderman Harriet Gathright.
All right. From Mayor Jim Dodges, again, we have another emergency. I motion to accept, place on file, and authorize the emergency purchase order request for $10,880 FFR2 KN95 masks at $3.50 each for a total amount of $38,080 from Fastenal Company by roll call.
There, of course, COVID-19 masks for our employees. Any discussion or questions?
I just have one other question. Will any of this be part of any reimbursement from the state that you're aware of? I know it
Yes.
sounds odd that I'm asking this, but this will be partially reimbursed from the state, or?
Could be 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Further discussion? Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Alderman Clee. Alderman Clee.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Now I can. Alderman Harry Gathright, yes. Alderwoman Kelly.
Yes.
Alderman O'Brien.
Yes.
And Mayor Dodges.
Yes. Next item, Alderman Harriet Gathright.
Okay. From Kim Kleiner, Director of Administrative Services. Hold on. This is a request for an additional 2 change orders to the original plan and repairs to a damaged countertop after installation by the vendor in the amount of $3,311.54 from D.L. King and Associates by roll call.
Ms. Kleiner is on the line or part of the meeting, I believe.
Good evening, Mayor.
Good evening.
This is one additional change order. This is the last that we expect for this project. So we have included all the costs in your packet this evening. There was damage to a countertop that had been installed. Unfortunately, because several vendors had been in the space, it was unclear to us which vendor or contractor had damaged the table. It did need to be altered and repaired. So unfortunately, this needed to come before you this evening.
I have a question.
Discussion?
Yes, I have a question for Ms. Kleiner.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Director Kleiner. I know that you said that there were different ones, so no one has stepped up to said that they've, and we have no recourse?
Unfortunately, no contractor stepped up or believed that they had done the damage to the countertop. It was something that we didn't feel we could live with. It was really obscene. So we didn't have any recourse against any particular vendor.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't want to live with something that's damaged either. But it's just a shame that none of the vendors, whoever was responsible, didn't step up. I'm disappointed in that. Thank you.
Welcome.
I'll call you back.
There's nothing else. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Okay. Alderman Clee,
Yes.
Harriet Gathright, yes. Alderwoman Kelly,
Yes.
Alderman O'Brien,
Yes.
and Mayor Donches.
Yes. Alderman Harriet Gathright.
Okay. From Carrie Schema, UPD Manager. Mr. Mayor, I motion to accept, placed on file, and authorize the Urban Programs Department to execute a contract amendment for the lead paint risk assessment inspectional services to increase the value to $172,000 and $500 and extend the expiration date to December 31st, 2020. And of course, by roll call vote.
Was Ms. Skeena here or Ms. Marchant? Well, these are grant funds. This is the lead abatement program. And so this, they're just expending grant funds. I don't know if anybody has any questions about this. If not, Madam
Yes.
Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Alderman Clee,
Yes.
Harriet Gathright, yes. Alderwoman Kelly,
Yes.
Alderman O'Brien,
Yes.
and Mayor Donches.
Yes. Motion passes. Alderman Harriet Gathright.
From Dan Coogan, Purchasing Manager. Mr. Mayor, I motion to accept, placed on file, and award the purchase of manhole and catch basin castings for the 2020 paving program in the amount of $65,251 to Concord Windwater Works Company. Funds are available in Department 169 Wastewater Fund Wastewater by roll call.
Right, and I see Mr. Hudson is here. City engineer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This item, my name's Dan Hudson, city engineer, for the record. This item is related to paving, as it says, you noted. As we pave, we need to remove and reset all the catch basin and manhole covers. And as we're doing that work, if we have ones that are broken or that don't meet the current standards, such as angular covers, which were used for many years, we need to replace those. So this is expanding a purchase order for last year. Concord Windwater Works has agreed to hold their 2019 pricing. And this will enable us to purchase those castings for that work.
Questions or discussion? Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Alderman Clee,
Yes.
Harry Gathright, yes. Alderwoman Kelly,
Yes.
Alderman O'Brien,
Yes.
and Mayor Donches.
Yes. Motion passes. Alderman Harriet Gathright.
From Dan Coogan, Purchasing Manager, I motion to accept, placed on file, and award the contract for design, build of fuel island upgrade at the street department in the amount of $267,000 to Stevens Marquis Associates, Inc. Funds are available in Department 161 Streets, Fund, General, and Trust by roll call.
Mr. Hudson?
Sure, Mr. Mayor. So this is to replace the fuel items down at the streets department. This is a contract we had awarded a contract to another vendor, but they didn't perform. They hadn't done any work, so there was no cost for that. But this is to award to the second choice vendor.
If I may, John Adair is present, Street Department Super, if there's any questions.
Thank you, John. I didn't know you were on. I appreciate that.
I didn't either. Thank you, Mr. Ibarra.
Welcome. Thanks for speaking, Dan.
Did my best.
Any questions or discussion on this?
Mr. Mayor, I just
Yes.
have one quick question. And I know I read it here and I can't find it. What is the difference between what the original contract was and that we ordered to the first people versus the second choice contract?
About $8,000.
Above what it was?
Yeah, EnviroTrack was $259,488, and Stevens Marquis at $267. They were the second lowest bidder.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Madam
I have a
Clerk,
couple
would you-
questions, please.
Okay, Alderwoman Kelly.
Yeah, thank you. So my questions are, if you could give us a quick overview, because I can't remember back to when the first EnviroTrack came on. So that would be first.
Sure, I'd be happy to. This is the fuel island that's located at 9 Stadium Drive at the Street Department that services multiple city departments, divisions, like fire, PD, AMR, school department, and the street department, park and recs, solid waste. It's deteriorated to the point that it needs to be rebuilt. So we went out for a design build rehab contract. We previously, or you as a finance committee, previously awarded the contract. And as we started into the process, we were surprised with some change orders and a bunch of things where the city lost confidence in that first contractor to perform the work. So the city decided to terminate the contract and go to the next bidder. Any questions?
My follow-up question you answered. So I was just wondering what happened with the previous and how long before we made this decision. But it sounds like you guys made a smart decision. So thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Alderman Clee,
Yes.
Harriet Gathright, yes. Alderwoman Kelly,
Yes.
Alderman O'Brien,
Yes.
and Mayor Donches.
Yes. Motion passes. Alderman Harriet Gathright.
From Dan Coogan, Purchasing Manager, I motion to accept, placed on file, and award the contract for pavement management engineering services in the amount of $398,230 to Hayner/Swanson Inc. Funds are available in Department 160, Administrative Engineering Fund, bond by roll call.
Mr. Hudson?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So this is a contract as noted with Hayner Swanson, a local engineering firm. They act on our behalf as an extension of the engineering department, helping us with inspection of paving, review of assessment of the pavement, and things like that. So this is a service contract. This year we'll be paving over 26 miles of roadways. Some of that's what we had programmed. Some of that's some carryover from last year. This contract is a drawdown contract, so it's time spent basically. It's house build. So if we don't need the services, we won't utilize them. But this is the budget that we believe is appropriate based upon the work that we foresee. So with that, we ask for your consideration of it.
Any questions, comments?
I have a question.
Alderwoman Kelly.
I'm just looking through here to make sure But my question, I'm pretty sure Hayner Swanson is who we used last year. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And we've been happy with their work, obviously, for upping
Yeah.
the contract.
Yes, that is correct. They've been a good partner for us.
Okay. Thank you.
They've been, we've had them for quite a while, actually. So you've
Mhm.
done a good job. Any other
Thank you.
discussion or questions? Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Alderman Clee,
Yes.
Harriet Gathright, yes. Alderwoman Kelly,
Yes.
Alderman O'Brien,
Yes.
and Mayor Donches.
Yes. Motion passes. Alderman Harriet Gathright.
From Dan Coogan, Purchasing Manager, I motion to accept, place on file, and approve the primary tank upgrade change order 4 for the construction of upgrades to the primary tanks at the wastewater treatment facility in the amount of $49,336 to Methuen Construction. Funds are available in Department 169 Wastewater Fund Worth and Surf. Loan by roll call.
Mr. Boucher is here, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Dave Boucher, wastewater superintendent. This change order is for our primary tank upgrade at the wastewater facility. This project is for the modification and rehab of the existing tanks at our wastewater facility, including an additional above-ground control building. The cost is for extra surface coating to our thickening tanks that were discovered during the project. Also, extra digging that was needed for electrical conduit. We came across an unforeseen existing pipe, so it had to be relocated. And also upgrades to a PLC processor for our new control building. I'll take any questions.
I have a question.
Alderwoman Kelly.
Thank you. Thank you, Boucher. Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
My question is a little bit in jest, but I want to ask: do we have a brand new up-to-down wastewater treatment facility at this point?
No, we do not. No. We have several projects going on at the wastewater facility and outside, and more to come.
Okay.
But there are new parts. A lot of new things.
Anyone else? Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Alderman Clee,
Yes.
Harriet Gathright, yes. Alderwoman Kelly, Alderwoman Kelly,
I think that the mute buttons are having trouble tonight because I was off mute, but yes.
Alderman O'Brien,
Yes.
and Mayor Donches.
Yes. Motion passes. Alderman Harriet Gathright.
From Dan Coogan, Purchasing Manager, I motion to accept, placed on file, and approve the energy recovery upgrades. Change order number 6 for structural support modifications to the energy room in the amount of $5,619 to Methuen Construction Funds. Construction funds are available in Department 169 Wastewater Fund Wastewater by roll call.
Boucher.
Dave Boucher, wastewater superintendent. This change order is for our energy recovery project. This project includes the installation of 2 new generators at the wastewater facility that will utilize the biogas to generate energy. The cost is to cover custom fabrication steel supports for 2 heat exchangers and 1 jacket water pump. Normally, these pumps come with brackets. Unfortunately, the way the building was designed, brackets that would come with them do not fit, so they have to custom fabricate on site. So this is to cover that cost. That was not in the original budget.
Questions or discussion? Uh, Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Alderman Clee,
Yes.
Harry Gathright, yes. Alderwoman Kelly,
Yes.
Alderman O'Brien,
Yes.
and Mayor Donches.
Yes. Motion passes.
Thank you.
We have unfinished business. We have none. New business resolutions. We have none. New business ordinances. We have none. Record of expenditures. Is there a motion on the record of expenditure?
Where is it? Believe it or not, it's not on here, but let me think.
The appropriate motion is simply to approve the record of expenditure.
Okay, to approve the records of expenditure from, what's the dates though? Well, can I just say to approve the record of expenditures that we have in front of us?
Yes. Any discussion? Could you call the roll, Madam Clerk, please?
I actually have a question.
Kelly.
Can you refresh my memory on how we are citing the record of expenditure in socially distancing time?
They
I
sent
think
us
it's
a,
being,
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor, I apologize.
go ahead. I think
They,
it's being,
sorry,
go ahead.
I'm so sorry. They did, they sent us the signature forms last time, and then we signed them and we dropped them off at City Hall. We each sign a separate one.
Yes.
Did you get a physical one? Because I don't remember getting one, but that's
It's
okay.
in
I
your
can handle
email.
it.
It was in
another
the, it was in the email with the expenditures, I believe.
All right. Thank you.
Sorry.
Further discussion, questions? Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Alderman Clee,
Yes.
Harriet Gathright, yes. Alderwoman Kelly, Alderwoman Kelly,
Still
She's
yes.
unmuted.
okay. Alderman O'Brien,
Yes.
and Mayor Donches.
Yes. Motion passes. We're on general discussion. I would simply like to say that I miss Alderman Laws and Alderwoman
Yes.
Lou. And I want to wish Alderman Laws and his family the very best.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that he will return as soon as he feels able to. And also, of course, I want to wish the best to Alderman Lou, who is ill. And I just want to express both those thoughts. Anyone else have general discussion?
Mr. Mayor, Alderman O'Brien.
Please.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I wonder if you could possibly help to expedite the record of expenditures and approval. I wonder if you could ask legal counsel by our voting in the affirmative of accepting the record of expenditures, could that be considered as part of our signature on the document only during these particular times when we're not really physically able to sign such?
I would be glad to follow up on that, yes. I'd be glad to. Anyone else have any general remarks? If not, we'll go to remarks by aldermen. Do aldermen have remarks? If not, Alderwoman Clee,
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the Finance Committee at 7:35
could.
By roll call.
by roll call. Thank you.
Exactly. Could, Madam Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Alderman Clee,
Yes.
Harriet Gathright, yes. Alderwoman Kelly,
Yes.
Alderman O'Brien,
Yes.
and Mayor Dantes.
Yes. All right, the meeting of the Finance Committee is adjourned at 7:35.
Yep.
Good to see you all.
Yes.
Nice to see you all.
Hi, everybody.
Be seen.